Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. Today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of The War of the Worlds. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, The War of the Worlds is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount Pictures. It can be found as a slipcover edition available at your online retailers. Now, when it comes to the film itself, what can I say? It is iconic, and I don't use that term loosely here because it really has inspired so many films since its initial debut back in 1953. This movie has it all. I mean, if you're going to name 5 science fiction 50s films, that have the most influence on pop culture today, this is definitely going to be on a lot of those lists. I really enjoy it. It's something I do go back to quite frequently, at least once a year or so. Even though it is from the 50s, it's still, the technology used at that time is awesome. I mean, it really looks fantastic. Of course, it is a product of its era, but it's so good. It really is. It's, of course, based off the H.G. Wells story. And, the aliens are scary in their own way. And the whole alien invasion of the Earth is, of course, since then has been done to death. But back then, I think it was more or less a new idea. And it's beautiful to look at. Always that Technicolor look to it is just fantastic. I think it adds a whole lot. And I love the movie. It is something, like I said, you should check out. If you've never seen the original, The War of the Worlds, I highly encourage you to do so. You will not be disappointed. It's good sci-fi, 50s fun, and I'm very happy it's on 4K. All right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K Ultra HD slipcover edition of The War of the Worlds, as well as the included Blu-ray of When Worlds Collide. This is part of the Paramount Presents line, so the packaging is a little bit fancier. I like the art, very retro. Unfortunately, my slipcover came with a little bit of a scuff mark. You can clearly see up there, but otherwise, I think it's pretty good. And then we have the back, and then the spine. And we do have some interior fold out here. So unfortunately there's no reversible cover art included, but there is some artwork which I'll show in a moment. And then we do have the Blu-ray disc of When Worlds Collide and the 4K disc of The War of the Worlds. So yeah, I think really solid. It looks good. It's pretty good looking packaging. Paramount did a really nice job. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. The War of the Worlds on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 1:37:1 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and is graded with both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Reportedly using the same remaster that was available on the Criterion Blu-ray disc released a few years ago, this movie looks fantastic image-wise. Film grain is very light in density, though it appears a little bit heavier in some secondary shots, but that's to be expected. The source is pretty clean from any kind of major blemishes or imperfections. I would argue the film has never looked better on a home format. When it comes to the studios releasing older films on 4K, Paramount has had some hits and misses lately. Largely, I do feel that The War of the Worlds is a substantial improvement over its Blu-ray counterpart, namely in this case the Criterion edition, but there is one glaring issue you may or may not be aware of. In the opening moments of the film, a shot of Mars can be seen that shows the world with a blue coloring to it, which over on the Criterion disc was corrected to its proper reddish hue. In the next shot, the surface of the planet is icy blue on the 4K, red with blue on the forefront on the Criterion version. Paramount issued the statement about the coloring. We sincerely appreciate fans' passion for War of the Worlds and their attention to detail. The scene that has been referenced as being more blue than red was taken from the original 3-strip Technicolor negative. Paramount chose not to employ additional color correction, but instead consulted original IB Technicolor prints and matched the look from there. Getting into the implications and politics of this decision is above my pay grade, but count me in, the Mars should have been red camp, so this to me puts a point in favor of Criterion's transfer. Now with that out of the way, there's still plenty to love with the 4K picture. Colors enjoy much better vibrancy with the Dolby Vision grading bump. The alien ships look much more realized, and their attack rays light up the screen brilliantly. The green lighting also appears bolder. In fact, Technicolor in general looks simply fantastic. Black levels are well rendered and appropriately deep. No unnatural elevation or black crush was spotted. The 4K resolution squeezes out those extra bit of details well. Close-ups look very nice with more defined textures. The period clothing also shows better depth. Image-wise, it's much sharper when I compare it to several scenes on the Blu-ray. The War of the Worlds on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix. From what I can determine, this is the same audio track that was ported over from the existing Criterion Blu-ray, but unfortunately, the mono track included on that disc is nowhere to be found on this new one from Paramount. For some purists out there, this could absolutely be a deal breaker, but for those that enjoy 5.1, I think you're really in for a treat. The DTS is still a rather impressive option for a film of its age. This particular track was created back in 2018 and it offers some very good surround activity. Granted, it's mostly when action kicks in, but quieter moments relegate the audio more up front. A few notable examples include when the hatch begins unscrewing from the first meteorite, or when the ships are attacking the military. It's really pretty dynamic when called for. The low end rumbles along nicely when on-screen action calls for it. There is some aggressiveness to it which certainly wasn't part of the original mono, though I definitely enjoyed it here. For the picture quality, I'm going to give the War of the Worlds on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a solid A. Back when I reviewed the Criterion Collection Blu-ray, I scored that one an A as well, and I feel that the 4K image is superior in most ways, but unfortunately, the Blue Mars bit at the beginning of the film, I just feel that in my heart, I have to deduct half a point. That being said, the Dolby Vision and HDR gratings really enhance the color palette, black levels are solid, and the image just looks really good with the 4K resolution. The picture is noticeably sharper, and I think overall, really a nice improvement and nearly a perfect 4K presentation. For the audio mix, I'm going to score this one a B. The audio track is pure revisionist, there's no doubt about it, but I still think it really works for the film. But once again, not including the original mono track that was available on the Criterion disc, I feel just warrants a deduction of half a point. Still, the audio is a worthwhile listening experience. So should you upgrade if you have the original Criterion Collection Blu-ray to this new 4K disc? Really, that's going to be personal preference. The Criterion has, of course, the correct color timing when it comes to Mars, the original mono track, and the extras. So for me, I think it's worth the upgrade, but I will absolutely be keeping both versions on my shelf, no doubt about it. I want to hear from you in the comments section. If you have the 4K disc, let me know your thoughts. And if you're interested in the 4K disc from Paramount, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.